To go deep or not to go deep? That is the question. Have you heard this debate? You know, in some gyms, it's even an argument about how deep to go in your dips, your bench press, your push-ups, or other exercises. Well, there are some people out there that would have you believe that going deep is dangerous and puts you at high risk for injury. Well, that depends. You see, there's many variables that come into play here. I'm going to speak to 4 particular variables that you need to consider when you're thinking about going deep or not going deep with an exercise. So let me just show you the first variable. Deep alone isn't so much the problem. For example, I have this light bar here. So I lie down and I'm going to do my bench press. So I get here and I lift up, come all the way down so I get this really nice deep bench press, and then I press up, I rack it again. I didn't injure my shoulder, yet I do have a shoulder issue if I go too deep. So why didn't I hurt my shoulder? Because depth alone isn't the only issue. You have to take into consideration second variable, that's load. How heavy is the load? Then there's the third variable, how fast is the eccentric descent? And then fourth, how fatigued are you towards the last few reps? So if you have all those 4 coming together, then you're at a much higher risk for injury. Now, many of you are fitness professionals out there, and I want you to think about this. Your job is to put the personal in personal training. So when someone comes to you with black and white thinking, saying, no, the exercise must always be done this way, you let them know that your job is to put personal in personal training and take into consideration all these different variables. So for example, I'm going to give you a statement that I developed years ago that helped me avoid all possible arguments in a gym. And it goes like this. When it comes to exercise, there's no right or wrong exercise. Only higher risk versus lower risk. More appropriate versus less appropriate. More effective versus less effective. And more efficient versus less efficient. For that particular client's age, injury status, fitness level, in muscle imbalances, body design, experience, attitude, and goals at that moment in time. You see, what works for one individual may not work for the other individual. And you know, you can take that to the bank. So those are words to think about. Happy training.